Hello, Golden State Warriors fan! We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. In a stunning twist that sent shockwaves through the NBA landscape, whispers are rapidly turning into roars. DOMANTAS Sabonis, the Sacramento Kings cornerstone, has reportedly inked a jaw-dropping 3-year deal with none other than the Golden State Warriors. That's right, folks, Sabonis to the Bay might be the biggest shakeup of the offseason, and it's got fans and insiders alike buzzing with disbelief. We're talking about a player who, just a season ago, was the lifeblood of the Kings. A fence, anchoring the paint, dishing dimes like a guard, and crashing the boards like his life depended on it. And now, he's packing his bags for San Francisco. If true, this could be the kind of seismic move that alters the balance of power in the Western Conference. Sources close to the situation claim Sabonis had been quietly frustrated with the direction in Sacramento, and Golden State's culture, pedigree, and promise of another championship run might have been too tantalizing to resist. This isn't just about basketball, it's about legacy, and the Warriors, they're clearly not done chasing banners, with Steph still hungry and Draymond stirring the pot. Sabonis could be the piece that reinvents their identity all over again. Now, before you jump to conclusions, let's pause for a second and unpack how wild this move really is. We're talking about DOMANTAS Sabonis, yes, the same all-star who turned the Kings from perennial playoff outsiders into a legitimate threat in the West. His vision, his footwork, his ability to orchestrate an offense from the high post, these are rare skills, folks. And now he's allegedly walking away from all that to join a Warriors squad that, while still dangerous, is clearly aging and in desperate need of a fresh identity. But maybe that's exactly the point. Maybe Sabonis sees himself as the next foundational pillar in Golden State's transition era. Steph Curry isn't going to play forever. Klay's role has diminished. Draymond's future is never guaranteed. The Warriors might be pitching Sabonis on the idea of being the guy, not just a supporting cast member, but the engine of their next dynasty. Imagine that, Sabonis quarterbacking a motion-heavy offense, feeding shooters, running dribble handoffs with precision. It's not just a good fit, it might be a masterstroke of basketball synergy, and if this rumor holds, it suggests that the Warriors front office is playing chess, not checkers, in their quest to stay relevant. But let's talk numbers, because if this deal really is for 3 years, it means both sides are making a massive commitment. For Sabonis, he's essentially wagering the prime of his career on Golden State's ability to retool and remain competitive. He's giving them his best years, his body, his leadership. And for the Warriors, they're betting big on a player who, while incredibly skilled, doesn't come with a traditional superstar label. This isn't a KD-level splash, but it might end up being just as impactful in the long run. The financials haven't been made public yet, but insiders suggest this could be a highly front-loaded deal, giving the Warriors cap flexibility in the 3rd year. Smart move. That would give them an exit ramp if things don't go as planned, or leverage if Sabonis proves to be even better than advertised. And let's not forget the cultural fit here. Sabonis is a grinder. He's not flashy, but he's brutally effective. That mindset, it aligns beautifully with the Warriors' ethos: unselfish play, relentless effort, and a deep understanding of the game. It's the kind of addition that doesn't just shift a roster, it transforms a locker room, of course. This move raises questions that won't be easy to answer. What does this mean for Kevin Looney, a beloved figure in the Warriors locker room who's anchored the paint for years? Looney might not have Sabonis' offensive toolkit, but he's been a cornerstone of their defensive schemes and a rebounding machine. Does this deal push him to the bench or out the door entirely? And what about Jonathan Kuminga, the young forward who was expected to take on a much larger role this season? If Sabonis is now in the front court mix, it could seriously impact Kuminga's development path. This isn't just about bringing in talent, it's about recalibrating roles, expectations, and chemistry. The Warriors are walking a tightrope here, trying to blend experience and youth, star power and system, but maybe that's exactly why they targeted Sabonis. He's a high IQ player who doesn't need the ball to be effective. Someone who can elevate teammates and fit into any scheme. That versatility is gold in today's NBA. Still, the ripple effects of this move could be felt across the entire roster and possibly the entire league. Now, let's rewind and ask the question everyone's thinking. Why would Sacramento let Sabonis walk? This is a guy they traded big for, invested in, built around. Did they really just let him slip through their fingers, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Rumors suggest that contract negotiations between Sabonis camp and the Kings had stalled months ago. The front office, perhaps wary of committing max money over a longer term, might have been dragging their feet. Meanwhile, Sabonis reportedly felt the team lacked a clear direction, especially after last season's first-round playoff exit. The excitement that had once defined the Kings' return to relevance seemed to be fading. And when a franchise starts spinning its wheels, players of Sabonis' caliber don't stick around. Enter the Warriors, who offered not just a contract, but a vision. A chance to be part of something legendary. If you're Sabonis, do you say no to playing alongside Steph, to joining a franchise with 4 titles in a decade? This might have been less about leaving the Kings and more about chasing greatness. And sometimes, greatness means knowing when to move on, from a basketball standpoint. The fit is tantalizing. Picture this: Sabonis operating at the elbow, Steph dancing around off-ball screens, defenders caught in a web of movement and misdirection. The possibilities are endless. Sabonis brings a level of interior presence and passing that the Warriors haven't had since prime Draymond Dan. In some ways, he offers even more versatility. He's bigger, stronger, and capable of scoring in ways that force defenses to collapse. That opens up the court for shooters, slashing guards, and creative playmakers. It could bring a whole new dimension to Golden State's already sophisticated offense. And on defense, while Sabonis isn't exactly a rim protector, he's smart, communicative, and physical, 3 traits Steve Kerr absolutely values. The Warriors aren't looking for a one-man wall. They want 5 guys moving in sync, rotating, switching, covering ground. Sabonis can fit that mold. He may not anchor a top 5 defense by himself, but he could help restore some of the grit Golden State lost in recent seasons. The thought of him closing games in a small ball lineup with Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Wiggins is the stuff of nightmares for opposing coaches. That is, of course. All of this depends on the finer details. Is the deal finalized or just agreed? In principle, when will it be announced officially? What kind of protections are built into the contract? And what are the Warriors giving up, if anything, to make room for Sabonis' salary? Could this be part of a bigger sign-and-trade scenario? Some league insiders are already speculating that the Warriors may have had to move salary, possibly involving Chris Paul or Andrew Wiggins, to make the math work. There's also talk of draft picks changing hands. While none of this is confirmed, it paints a picture of a team willing to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term upside. And let's not forget, Sabonis is still in his prime. This isn't a desperation signing. This is a calculated risk, a bold play by a front office that refuses to settle for mediocrity. And while some fans may be skeptical, the truth is, the Warriors rarely miss when it comes to major acquisitions. If they believe in Sabonis, that should tell us something. This isn't just noise. It might be the start of a new era in Golden State. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. What's equally fascinating is the narrative element to this move. Domantas Sabonis, the son of a basketball legend, carving out his own legacy in the NBA now, potentially with one of the league's most iconic franchises. The story writes itself. From Lithuania to the All-Star Game, from Indiana to Sacramento, and now, possibly, to the biggest stage in the West Coast basketball scene. Sabonis has always carried the weight of expectations, the whispers of comparison to his father, the pressure of being the face of a franchise. But now, he might finally have the platform and the teammates to let his game do all the talking. This isn't just a basketball decision, it's a career-defining pivot. If it works, Sabonis could be remembered not just as a skilled big man, but as the bridge between the great Warriors eras. A transitional figure who helped the franchise reinvent itself once more. That's legacy stuff. And for fans who've followed his journey, it's a chance to see him in a whole new light on a team where winning isn't the goal, it's the standard. That's what makes this rumor so electrifying. It's not just surprising, it feels poetic. Naturally, social media exploded the moment the first whispers surfaced. Warriors Twitter lit up with excitement, skepticism, and 1,000 trade machine screenshots. Kings fans were understandably heartbroken, with many venting frustration at the front office for letting their franchise player slip away. NBA insiders scrambled to verify the story, and though no official statements have been made yet, all signs are pointing toward this being more than smoke. Some respected reporters even claimed the deal had been in the works for weeks, kept under wraps by both camps to avoid distractions. If true, That level of secrecy shows just how serious the Warriors were about this move. They didn't want competition, they didn't want leaks, they just wanted Sabonis. And when a team that's known for its savvy front office maneuvers moves in silence like that, it's usually because they know they're onto something big. The league may not be ready for this next iteration of Golden State, but it's coming. And Sabonis might just be the final piece. Fans and analysts will debate the implications for weeks. But one thing is clear, the NBA just got a whole lot more interesting. Looking ahead, the potential storylines are almost too good to be true. Imagine Sabonis and the Warriors facing off against the Kings in the playoffs, a revenge arc, worthy of a Hollywood script. Or think about how this move could force other Western contenders to act. Will the Lakers respond? What about the Suns? Or Nuggets? The domino effect could reshape the entire playoff picture. That's the power of a move like this. It doesn't just change one team, it shifts the ecosystem. The Warriors, once again, have everyone watching, guessing, reacting. And isn't that exactly where they want to be? This franchise thrives in the spotlight, and if Sabonis really is the centerpiece of their next phase, then buckle up. We're in for a wild ride, whether it ends in another championship or a colossal misfire. One thing's for sure, the Warriors aren't fading quietly into the background. They're reloading, they're evolving, and with Sabonis reportedly joining the mix, they might just be more dangerous than ever. This isn't a rumor you can ignore. It's a storm cloud on the horizon and it's heading straight for the NBA. At the end of the day, only time will tell if this gamble pays off. But the whispers are too loud to dismiss, and the logic makes too much sense to ignore. Sabonis to the Warriors could be the next great pivot in a franchise that's made a habit of rewriting the rules. Think about it, every time people count them out, they rise again, first with Steph, then with KD. Now, maybe, with Domantas Sabonis, if the deal really is done. The implications are enormous, not just for Golden State and Sacramento, but for the entire league. It's the kind of move that demands attention. That forces us to rethink what we thought we knew. And even if it's just a rumor, what a delicious one it is. Because whether you love the Warriors or love to hate them, you can't deny their ability to keep the NBA thrilling. Sabonis in blue and gold. It might sound strange now, but don't be surprised if a year from now, we're all calling it a masterclass in timing, talent, and vision. So stay tuned, because if this rumor becomes reality, it's going to change everything. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.